Hi guys, Lemmy here and welcome back to another talkie video. I genuinely need your help figuring out what I should do in this situation. As an adult, I have many answers to what a younger version of myself had questions about. However, this topic is something that older Lemmy has never seemed to be able to figure out. Without any further wait, we have today's topic. Would you tell someone they drew the wrong hand? This can also be the same for if a foot was backwards or something like that. It's like drawing two left hands or two right hands, two left feet, stuff like that. Would you straight up tell a person that they made a glaring anatomical mistake in their artwork? It's not that they drew a weird looking hand. It's that they drew the wrong hand attached to that wrist. Also, if the shoe were on the other foot, would you want to be told if you made a glaring mistake like that? Alright, so as a simple disclaimer, none of this applies to young children, as you're obviously not going to be harassing a little kid for drawing for fun. This is geared to someone who is pursuing art and has an interest in it and is posting their art online for the world to see. That's right, we're talking about embarrassing mistakes made on a social media platform. I'll start this off with an embarrassing story about me. When I was in high school and selling my artwork online, there was a point where I drew a character with 6 fingers. My friend pointed it out and I fixed the mistake, which was pretty easy to do because it was done digitally and still a work in progress at that point. I was so freaking embarrassed, and I must have laughed for like a good 10 minutes straight, as I remember like at that point I was crying and unable to breathe. So I'm not out here hating on anyone, it happens to most of us. However, I still remember that cringy embarrassment that accompanied the situation that day. That, and I had one hell of a good laugh about it, but after that I knew that if I made any glaring mistakes like that again, I would definitely want to know as soon as possible so I could take down a post or correct the issue and repost it. I suppose in all fairness to myself, the characters were extremely detailed with these crazy outfits, and I did draw 3 of them at once. And it was the 3 main characters, the female ones from Final Fantasy X, if anyone cares. So I must have gotten lost in the detail of like Lulu's crazy sleeve with all the flowers on it and not noticed that I tacked on an extra creepy finger in there somewhere. But seriously, I want to know if I ever make a mistake like that. So I always figured, if I felt super embarrassed having done that myself, other people must feel a similar way if they make a glaring mistake. As for the stories I'm about to cover, I'm purposely leaving artists' names out of it. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, and it's really not the intention of my video at all. I genuinely have no idea what to do in these situations, and I want to do my best not to hurt people, so I've left all names out of it. So, at another point several years ago, a friend of mine drew some hands backwards. And I told her about it, and she essentially shot the messenger, so to speak. She got so super mad at me because she was streaming the piece and went through the sketching process, inking process, and I didn't tell her until I joined in on the stream, which was during the coloring process. I felt so bad for her because I knew she spent all day working on this picture, and since it was done traditionally, it was impossible for her to correct the mistake, especially because of how the hands were positioned holding an item. After that, I started wondering if I should tell people when I noticed glaring mistakes in their artwork, as this girl became super angry when I told her about it. Then, somewhat recently, a different friend of mine drew a hand backwards, and I thought about it and bounced it around in my head a bit, and then I settled on, you know what? Oh my God, I would want to know myself. So I should tell him too. And when I told him about it, he was super sweet and said, oh well, I'll do better next time. He never took the post down and simply moved on, posting new things. And it was then that I saw how differently people can react to making mistakes like that. Now fast forward to the present. I went on Instagram and saw the first artist I spoke about, the one who shot the messenger, and she uploaded a picture. And she made the wrong hand mistake again. And I found myself in the same situation that I was in years ago. Do I break the news to this person? How will they react? The person already sketched, inked, and partially colored the picture. Then again, with the way this person acted the first time I told them about the mistake, should I do it again? Shoot me once, shame on you. Shoot me twice, shame on me, right? So I then turned to my friend Fox and I asked him for advice. And he's usually super level-headed about these things, so I figured, what the heck, might as well ask him if I should say anything. Sometimes I find that it's good to get someone else's perspective on something without going into any specifics as to who I'm talking about or the exact situation that I'm in. So I asked him about people making glaring mistakes and if he would tell the artist about it. Okay, so he then told me about a girl who was selling Sailor Moon prints. And it was the prettiest picture you ever did see. He really respected and liked this artist. However, he noticed that Sailor Moon had one too many fingers. He said that this artist sold so many of these prints with the one too many fingers that he felt super awkward telling her about her mistake. He ended up never telling her about the finger. He said he just didn't have the heart to tell her. But oh my God, when I heard that story, I was like, that is my worst freaking nightmare. I mean, you can't take down a post or hide something like that. You sold extra fingers to everyone who purchased the picture. I can't imagine a worse fate than that. Then it got me thinking, am I the one and only person who's pointing these things out to other artists? Am I not supposed to do that? I have no clue. What's proper etiquette? So here is the question that I have for you guys. Would you tell an artist if they drew the wrong hand? Keep in mind it can be extra fingers, not enough fingers, backwards, hands, feet, or whatever. Anything that's a glaring mistake. Do you think it's your responsibility to say something to that person? Why or why not? Would you want to be told if you made one of these mistakes? Has any of this ever happened to you? And have you told any other artists about their mistakes? If so, what did that artist say in return to you? Did they take the post down? Did they correct and re-upload? Did they shoot the messenger? Did they defend the mistake? This is just something that I genuinely don't know what is proper etiquette or how to handle it. I'm assuming the best you can do is send a private message about it, but at the same time, everyone reacts differently. I mean, I don't know. Am I overthinking this? Should I just tell people how it is, even if it may cause my friend to dislike or even hate me over it? I super want to know what you guys think on today's topic. I'm very, very interested. As always, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again next week in another video. You guys take care of yourselves.